We shall now analyze the cost of build deep. So what is the cost of just like build min heap, min max heap and so on, what is the cost of build deep following top down design? So what we do as part of the construction is the following. So we go for correspondence property check, then if required there is a swap, and then if required there is min max. We call min EP5 and max EP5 routine. We saw that these two can be done in constant time. What about this? As always, let's look at the worst case scenario wherein let's assume we have A1, A2, then A3, A4 and A5, A6. So something like then we get into these elements, right? So let's assume until this it is filled. So something like this will be A7, A8, A9, A10, A11, A12, A13, A14. So this part is roughly n by 2 and this part is the other n by 2. Fine. So now imagine the case you are done with construction until this part, each of this. So each AI, I belonging to the range 7 to 14 violates min or max. So I insert this and there is a min violation. So you set right that as part of this subtree. Similarly, this one there is a violation, this one there is a violation. So when you go here, there is a violation with respect to max. Okay, so something like that if you do it, and that's something we do for n by 2 times. So in the worst case scenario, each of this and invokes min or max EP5, and now what is the cost to set right min, what is the cost to set right max, correct? So now we see that the cost to set right min or max is order log n, and there are instances where it is theta of log n. For example, you see that this part is n by 2, which means this subtree is n by 4 and this subtree is n by 4, and the cost to set right min in this will be log n by 4 and in this it will be log n by 4, which is order log n. In the worst case it is theta of log n. So we see that there are n by 4 elements over here, there are n by 4 elements over here. So when we invoke min EP5, we will get log n. Similarly, max it is log n, and that would be the cost for n by 2 elements. So that shows that if you look at the cost of min or max, it is order log n. So which means what is the cost of build deep? Build deep, it is order n times log n. Again, this is following top down approach. Now an interesting question is, can we build deep in theta of n time following say bottom up approach? So can we somehow modify the bottom up approach that we discussed for heap and fine tune and then bring min, max and correspondence property so that on the fly if that check is done then we can build deep in theta of in time. So answer is yes, one can think about it, think over and then try to get an algorithm which will build deep you following bottom up design in theta of in time. Fine, so now what we will do, having constructed deep on n elements, we shall see what is the cost of extract minimum and extract maximum. And so when we extract minimum, how do we set right deep? So which means how do you ensure E property and then correspondence property followed by min max, which we shall see next. Let's look at this deep and let's assume we are going to perform extract min on this. So please note this part is min heap and this part is max heap. For all of them, if you look at the correspondence property and the value over here is less than or equal to its corresponding element. Similarly, the value over here is less than or equal to the value at this place. Okay, so now what we do, when we do extract minimum, we take out this and then we place the last one over here so that we get back the deep or a nearly complete binary tree on both left as well as right. So we remove 4, then bring 72 to the top, then on this side it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, on this side it's 80, 70, 75, 50, 40. Now, when we do this, we may violate min. So we need to call this min EP5 to set right the property. So now we exchange with this, then we exchange with this. So now when we invoke min EP5, so what happens? You get to see that right subtree is unchanged and 5 comes, then 72 goes down, then again swap between 72 and 7. So this is what happens. So you get to see 8. On the other side it is 6, 9 and then 10. So the other side it is 80, 70, 75, 50 and 40. So now after this procedure we see that it is min heap. This one is a max heap. Now is this a deep? Because of this swap and then subsequently we brought the root down, there may be a violation of correspondence property. In this case, yes. So there is a correspondence property violation. So because to set right this, we need to go for a swap. So we set right this property. So we bring in 5. On the other side it's 80, 70, 75, 72 and 40. This side it is 6, 9, 10. To its left it is 7, 8 and 50 comes this side. Now this is continued to be min, but is this a max heap? Answer is no. Please note three things can happen in a row. You extract minimum and you bring a of n or the last leaf to the root. Now everything works fine, no violation of correspondence property, no min, no max, that's the best case. But here is the extreme one, the worst case, where first you are set writing the minimum, and when we do that it invokes correspondence check and then there is a violation. You set write that. Subsequently you see that there is a max violation. So we need to set write max tree. So it becomes 80, 72, 75, 70 and 40 on this side. And to its left it is 5, 6, 9, 10. On this side it is 7, 50 and 8. So now we see that this one is a min heap, this one is a max heap. There is no further violation of correspondence property, and this one is our final deep after extract minimum. So now you see that to set right this we need order log n effort. You can see that this will be approximately n by 2, this will be the rest, and then this may take a function of n, so it is order log n. Correspondence property is constant, and again in the worst case this is n by 2 and this may take order log n effort. So it is order log n plus constant plus order log n. So in the worst case, to set right extract min, we need order log n effort. So there are examples where we just have to set right correspondence property and we are done. Or there are examples where we need to set right just the min alone, we are done. But here is the worst case where these three things can happen in a row. First we set right min because you are bringing an element from the right subtree. Why is this happening? One has to introspect and observe a couple of properties. Because the a of n comes from the right subtree and there may be a min violation. Yes. Now we bring it to the appropriate place, but now correspondence property violation can happen. Why? Because a of n comes from this, even on the right subtree, it is coming from right of right subtree. But subsequently it goes to the left and there may be a violation with respect to its corresponding element on the left subtree. That is indeed the case here. And then you go for a swap. Now what happens? Something that was there on the right, for example this one, now it has come to left. It may probably violate the max, and it is indeed the case. So that is also done. And you see that a similar thing can happen when we do extract max as well. We shall see one case study to analyze extract max itself. There are a couple of interesting questions. Will this get into a loop? Meaning at this point in time, do we need to check correspondence property again? And will there be a violation? And subsequently, do we again get into min max? And at the end of it, again do we need to check correspondence property followed by min heap and so on? Interestingly, that is not required. If you pay attention to the structure of min and max and how things are arranged with respect to correspondence property, you see that just one pass of min EP5 correspondence property, max EP5 is enough. So think over, we shall discuss maybe through some of the lectures or through assignments and so on.